10 plus 10. That's 20 plus. Math is hard.
It's not that hard. It's just numbers. You just
28.
put them together, and then bigger numbers happen.
Oh, wow, that's exactly how much HP I have. That's good.
24. And I can use...
And then my earring gets some number of charges, right?
Oh, ooh, rocking them hit dice.
I can give someone 6 hit points if they need it.
Orson shows no recovery over the course of the long rest. I mean, you could go ahead and spend hit dice for him and stuff if he's got them.
I think he's basically at full, because we had a long rest right before he went brain dead.
Edmont, you can see his color is starting to slowly return over the course of the long rest.
Aw.
What, are you disappointed?
I'm guessing this aid has long since worn off.
Aid lasts 8 hours.
HP. Probably we're taking a long rest.
It'll run out at the end of the long rest.
Yeah, it'll run its course. That's okay. I've got full health and all my key points back. I'm ready to get back into it.
Edmund's like, pop and lock it. Let's go.
All right, so I'm going to switch my.
Is that the last room? I think you guys have been in all the rooms now.
One of the upper right, I think, maybe.
Is it whatever tunnel this is?
Far upper right, yeah, underneath this.
I'm going to drop Catnap for another spell, but like, give me 1 sec to kind of decide what I want.
Sure.
But I am dropping Catnap.
Just got to pick something.
So I want another 3rd level.
Make sure none of my other spells take Diamond Dust. Silver, ruby, prisms.
How much is I was about to say Greater Restoration costs less diamonds than Revivify, but yeah, that makes sense. You're not bringing somebody back from the dead.
Yeah.
Acid, cold, fire. Okay, so that's not good. I've already got that prepared.
There's that, there is that healing spell in Earthbound where it's basically kind of like Dragon Quest where it has a chance of failing to raise someone.
I do not secretly have any diamonds on my character sheet. Sorry.
So I do have one thought. I could prep sending and we could ask them to put something in our equipment.
But that
I don't think it'll work. Because we only came here with what we were already thinking about.
Make that attempt during the long rest?
Yeah, I've got a 3rd level slot. I can do that right before the long rest.
Okay.
Oh no, I have to prep sending, so it'd have to be after, but I can get the slot back. So yeah.
So who are you making the sending to? Sedgwick?
Yeah, do we have diamond dust that you would have access to in the compound?
Not that I know of.
I would assume you could...
Yeah.
Directly.
I know we have the money.
If it's a spell resource that you need, I would assume Ekon has been sourcing it.
I've been trying to. We're actually pretty low on money for this kind of stuff, but yes, I have been trying to.
If you
and the thing is, if I actually had it, it would be on me.
If you have some in your manor somewhere.
I mean, so what it comes down to is if we had some of the manor, I would be carrying it. So I don't think we do.
So if you don't have any, then you don't have any.
Yeah.
You could try ascending and ask him if he's got any. But that's
you back
a big ass.
Okay, we'll pay you back on the backside.
Okay, I'm not gonna spend the spell slot or prep the Greater Resto. Then we'll have to do that when we get out of the mirror.
Okay.
You know who might have diamonds would be Trieste.
That's where we got the diamond dust to use the scroll that we used.
She already gave you diamonds, didn't
to
she?
revive Renee. Yes. Also, probably where we got the diamonds to use the scroll of Revivify I'm currently carrying.
If she's already given you diamonds, she's probably exhausted whatever resource she had.
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
Because she and her sister would have probably had some jewelry with them, but...
No, we totally stripped that for parts already.
Very good. So, go ahead and take the benefits of the long rests. Swap out whatever you need to.
Wow, there is almost nothing that I really want. Let me... Listen, I'm going to say this. The base Artificer spell list is kind of garbage.
It is.
I
There's some
think you're
good.
intended to be able to like shore it up with a gun.
Well, no, because that's an optional rule. You're intended to shore it up with your class features.
I mean, you know, my feeling is I would have preferred an Artificer class that doesn't have any spell lists. It
Right.
has to rely entirely on its weapons and gadgets and stuff.
The reason they didn't do that is because of
I want you to
how...
reskin all of the stuff you do as those gadgets and whatnot.
Well, the thing is in 5th edition, making magic items is way more difficult. So in 3rd edition, you just had every level, you got a pool of experience that you could use, and then you could literally cannibalize items to add to that experience.
Well, in 3rd edition, they had a spell list, but they had the special requirement that every one of their spells required at least 1 minute of casting because you had to actually
Mix the
infuse a
potions and
thing
stuff.
into a thing.
Yeah.
The Pathfinder had an alchemist class, which was similar.
So like you have like a pool of experience. So you like the idea is you're Batman. You make the stuff, you know, and you carry it with you. Like you're Artificer who has like a sheaf of wands at his belt. You know.
I have it under good authority that nobody wants to play Batman.
Penny doesn't count as a good authority.
Who's next? What are we doing?
I think before we
Never
head up
does.
into this, before we head up into the new room, we go back and double check and see if we have indeed made progress
In room number
in
12?
12. Yeah.
So throughout the long rest, Evie is like, you know, spooning food into Oris's mouth and letting him sleep with his head on her lap.
He's not sleeping. He's just
No?
dribbling the food out.
Oh.
Just spoon him.
We can't stay in here much longer if he's not even eating.
I mean, we ate yesterday. It's fine.
Yeah, we're not staying in here longer than 24 hours anyway.
Yeah, so
Agreed.
it's fine.
I understand that you care about our cousin, and yes, indeed I do, but right now we can't really do anything about him.
Evie,
So
somebody
we're just
drew
gonna have
dicks
to-
all over his face.
Who
It
did
was not
this?
Edmont.
Evie pulls out her knives.
And carves the dicks into his face. When you
No.
make the expedition back to room 12, you do in fact notice
Yeah.
that only
Do we
one
leave it? We have to leave a ghost
hexagonal
stat for him.
light-
Yeah, I think, can we get, Edmont can refresh the Guardian of Faith?
Okay.
Okay.
Upon entering room 12, you only identify one more hexagonal light, but now the creature in the crystal at the center is mobile. And it turns to face you wherever you are in the room. And you can tell, because Ekon, you had cast Legend Lore, is that correct?
Mhm.
Previously? on Lore?
That sounds right, yeah.
You thought that this was a similar creature to the one that you saw in your Legend Lore vision. And it is, in terms of its physical build, the tentacles coming off of its face. But its skin is pockmarked and pallid. It looks like undead flesh.
Oh my god, he's a lich mind flayer.
So the coloration of this creature and the ones you had seen previously are very, very different. To the point where you instinctively identify this as an undead creature. And who knows what it's capable of. And now it's watching you, alert, as you move in room 12.
Guys, can't we just throw the mirror into a volcano?
If we're in, first of all, yeah, we're in the mirror, but if we move the mirror, then it gets out.
And where do you know of a volcano within
don't
within
know.
easy reach?
It seems like a better idea right now, though.
Just bring the mirror into the mirror and then take it to room 5 here.
Yeah, or room 9.
We could hire 2 hobbits, right?
Well, you start with 4.
Yeah, but 2 of them just go off with the trees, right? And
Right.
then like only one of the hobbits does any work. It's like watching
All
construction.
4 of the hobbits do work. Treble, come on. Now.
Like 3 of the hobbits are
Don't
like
make
Landon
me
Jim.
pull this campaign over to lecture you on the heroism of all 4 hobbits.
Yeah, but Sam is the most,
Admirable and honorable hobbits all, and no one bows to them.
but Samwise Gamgee is the main character.
He's the hero, yes, we know this.
He is the hero, yeah.
Yeah,
like-
yeah, obviously.
He's like this working class dude that just goes with them just because.
Are you just trying to distract us all from the fact that this undead illithid is watching you move through its inner sanctum.
I'm gonna wave at it.
Does it wave back?
It doesn't wave back, but it holds up its hand and splays it out in front of it on the inside of the crystal chamber that still contains it for the moment.
Go touch it, Genie.
I'm gonna yell at him, like, can you understand us? Can you hear us?
You're just, like, yelling out loud using your voice?
Yeah.
No response. It
like,
seems to have heard you because it faces you and focuses intently as you scream at it. But you don't hear a response from it, nor do you get a psychic response in your mind.
Alright, so
when you ask, no, I'm not establishing a link with that thing.
So I have one thing I think I would like to do in this room before we go and solve the final puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
I have 100 gold pieces worth of powdered silver. Might not have diamonds, but I do have silver.
Sure.
I can inscribe a magic circle on the floor that will protect against a lot of things before
I like that idea.
I come back.
I like
This is a very powerful creature. This
And it'll
thing
last
is so
for an hour.
powerful that Aslan Rex had to seal it away instead of killing him.
Evie, do you say that out loud?
No.
No? Why is there a
Although-
spell in this app called Jim's Magic Missile? And how
I
is it
think that's-
different from
think about it.
Acquisition Incorporated? Got it. Okay.
Jim's magic missile. You roll an attack.
So yeah, I will spend 10 minutes. Everyone please make space. Ekon expertly traces a... Is this cable, or do I have to move it somewhere else so it's not within these pillars to get a nice clean circle?
I'll say you can get a circle anywhere you want in the perimeter of this room. I'm not going to worry about the
So I'm
elevator too
gonna
much.
create trace out a 10-foot... Whatever you do not disturb the silver. And Ekon will carefully, over 10 minutes of speaking prayers and tracing out the powdered silver, cast magic circle. So that'll last for the next hour.
Dee like listening for Sedgwick to say something about silver coming out and drawing a circle around everybody.
So, admirable idea, brother, but also there's that passageway.
It's that if we come back here, we can stand in the circle. And for one thing, you can't be possessed if you're in the circle.
So
Fair
yeah,
enough.
the spell says you create a 10-foot radius circle centered on a point on the ground. It doesn't say it has to have like an unbroken
Okay.
trace on the floor. So yeah, that circle's completely fine. And you
Can
enjoy
put
all
a
kinds of stuff.
on him that imprisons him?
I could use an inwardly faced circle, but
The whole time,
that's a lot trickier.
the whole time Ekon is tracing out this circle and speaking the prayers and spreading the powdered silver, the creature watches, and you can tell that it's becoming agitated as it watches him do this. Ekon is doing something monster no likey.
Well,
Heck,
top.
yeah.
All right.
Okay, let's
think
go
you
take
just
a look
made
at that last
yourself-
room.
I
You
am
just made
really
yourself prime
glad
target.
that I know Intellect Fortress right now.
I
This
have
is-
that prepared.
Evie, are you still writing carrots?
No, Carrots is back over here, I think. I think we left him at the entrance.
Yeah, he's being a good boy at the entrance. Girl?
No,
I've decided Carrots is a girl.
definitely boy.
No, yeah, I mean,
Iprico did say boy.
Definitely
earlier.
a boy horse.
so this room right here.
I'm going to cast Intellect Fortress on myself, and Genie, I really recommend that you cast that on somebody.
Well, Intellect Fortress only lasts for like,
It lasts an hour.
oh, it lasts an hour?
It's concentration, though.
Yeah. I mean, we're,
All right, maybe I shouldn't cast it yet, then.
I think
Yeah,
we
I'd
just
wait
wait
until we get
until
back there.
on our way
I mean, we
back.
got an hour on the circle, so
Passing
Yeah.
up into this room. Other than the stone pillars and the channel bisecting the floor, you don't see many other features in this room. It looks like it might be a nice quiet place to take a rest.
Oh, okay.
Do I get HP and MP back as I cross the stream?
No.
Oh heck,
Okay,
That's
let's go
funny.
back to the face room,
that's
then.
funny. That's so funny.
I like that. It's a good joke.
We might
And
need
this
to brain
is-
bomb. We might need to brain bomb to this.
I think this just
this
leads into here. I don't think there's anything in there that we need to look at.
We could check that.
There's gold in there, I guess, but I don't think we could take it with us.
it's tiny gold. It's very, very small gold.
It's not diamonds,
This
is
is
it?
one room we have not resolved, which I'm thinking is Carrot's room.
No, it's the face room.
No, it's the face room.
Yeah,
Oh,
we-
face room?
We didn't solve this room yet. This is the room we started the session in, but we haven't solved it yet.
It's true.
Right, because we got sidetracked because
Yeah. Genie.
Victor is going to search the faces to see if he can find a face that matches the dude that was at the top.
Is my face still here?
Yep.
Are there new faces?
You can't tell if there's new faces or not, but the faces that you were already aware of are still there.
Is there a face of a mind flayer here if I start looking it over?
No, they're all humanoid.
Okay.
Genie's going to yell up at the pillar. Have you made any new faces?
And you wait for a moment. Silence hangs in the air.
Edmont,
I'm gonna ask him. Was the order given and received?
And you wait
Edmont
for a
hops
moment.
up,
Silence hangs in the air.
step, kind of monk hop
Edmont.
all the way up here.
When you get to the top, the man is about halfway through carving another face. Same workbench, right where you left him.
Is Victor able to find any face that's similar to the guy at the top?
Make an investigation check.
Can I get a guidance?
Yeah.
By May, Edmont reaches into his pack, pulls out a few pots of paint, some
It's a
brushes,
22.
Pulls out some paint and what?
some brushes.
And then what?
And then he'll say, "If I may," to the man carving.
Are you going to take the carving out of his hand? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
He doesn't hand it to you, and he doesn't respond when you ask for it.
Okay, then Edmont will dip his brush into some of the paints, and he'll start painting on the mask.
Victor, trying to find, because this man up at the top is very small. He's maybe 2 feet tall or so. You don't see any faces that are that small, and the man's actual features are hidden behind a very prominent beard, and none of the faces carved into the wall have a prominent beard. Edmont,
Sure.
where you apply paint to the side of the mask, the man switches his focus, scours it off, and then resumes his carving and chiseling. He doesn't make any movement to stop you from applying paint, but every time that you do, he redoubles his effort, gets his scouring stone, wipes it clean.
Edmont comes back down here to the relief of his brother.
Okay?
Looks up at Ekon for a minute, grins for a second, and then starts painting
Just
on
drawing,
Ekon's face.
drawing dicks.
No, not dicks, but
Okay.
Okay. So
hey, brother, look
Yeah?
at me for a sec. Does he have paint on his face?
Does Ekon have paint on his face?
Yeah.
No, he does not. Just the stone in front of you.
Huh.
is there any stones like Genie wants to look and make sure that there are, because these are all humanoid faces, human faces,
Correct.
assuming close enough to human. Is there any faces that are not, or that are not making that particular
Paint expression.
that pained expression? Is there like
You don't see
one
any
face?
non-humanoid faces, and you don't see any faces that look like they're having a good time.
Okay.
Victor, he's
Edmont
starting
punches
to carve
paints
out
away.
the ears and the bridge of the nose coming down the left side of the stone he's working on.
So Victor wants to wait until he finishes that face, and then when he does, he's going to take the face and try to put it on the guy's face, if that makes sense, like a mask.
It's not a mask. It's got a flat back to it. Unless you have some way to secure it, like if you're going to tie it on.
No, he's just gonna try. The idea is he wants to see if it'll like meld to his face,
Okay. Well, to your
Where-
face or to the man's face?
to the man's face.
It's much larger than his own face, first of all. But you're like going to grab it and like shove it into his nose and hold it there?
Basically, yeah, to see if it fits.
After another minute or so, the man does finish it. And when he places it down, once again, it rises up from the workbench. And as it goes up over your head, you have no difficulty just grabbing it out of the air. And you reach down, you press it to the man, and he pulls back.
What's wrong?
He does not give a response.
Victor will turn the face around and kind of hold it in front of the man so they're looking at each other.
Okay. You don't see any features in common between the two faces. And again, the whole time you just feel this gentle tugging as the thing wants to move out of your hands and into the air above your head.
So he's going to take the face, he's going to go down the stairs.
Okay.
And he's going to try and put it in the water. Which way is the river flowing?
It's flowing down and out and away from you guys. So the waterfall is flowing into this basin, and then flowing into this channel and away from you in the direction of room number 12.
So Victor's going to try and hold the mask under the waterfall, or kind of toss it into the waterfall.
Are you letting go of it at any point?
Yeah.
And it splashes in the water. Then it rises up out of the water. Who's this big green hand in the way here? Who's under there?
Oh,
Ekon?
that's me. Sorry.
So, and it moves, slides up in between Ekon and the wall, and starts curving around the back end of the structure. And then you hear stone sliding against stone for a moment. And when
Like a large stone, or just something the size of a mask?
No, the size of the face.
Okay.
And when you look back, you can see
the
the thing is affixing itself into place, turning and twisting. And as it does, the visage of the face starts to look pained, as though being damaged.
Oh, so it's a completely normal face when he's working on it, and then it becomes pained when it comes down here?
Just a blank, nondescript face as he's working on it. And as you're pondering this, you hear a splash. And then right there at Ekon's feet, a brain rolls over the waterfall and falls into the channel.
We found the brain thing.
Ekon or Evie, I will allow you to make a check if you want to fish the brain out before it's gone.
Sure, I'll try to do that, I guess.
Can I grab it telekinetically? By chance?
Yeah, with a successful dexterity check.
Okay.
Both of you go ahead and make a dexterity check.
It's up 14.
Does Evie
I got a
beat
23.
Evie,
Uh-huh.
you snatch it up and out of the water,
Gross.
and you're holding this brain.
Uh-huh.
After a few seconds, the wall in front of Edmont and Victor starts to split, and the face that had just affixed itself comes loose, falls to the floor, and cracks in front of you.
Can I catch it before it hits the ground?
Sure. And as that happens, Evie, the brain that you're holding begins to wither in your hand and drip slime down your fingers. The consistency of it coming apart, less like flesh and more like a blob of pudding.
Back in the water!
Oh, she throws it back in the water.
Okay?
Does it still die?
It still dies.
Okay.
I want to find a face that is not the face of myself or any of my companions.
Okay. There's plenty
I want to try and pry that off with my dagger.
Okay. It takes a considerable amount of work, but you're able to find this almost imperceptible seam behind a face. With some work, you do manage to pry it loose.
And once I get the dagger behind there, I do a quick double check and make sure no one's bleeding from the back of their neck or whatever.
Nobody in eye shot.
Okay.
Over in Sigil, someone's like, "What the hell?"
They're just eating lunch, and now Ekon is...
Their face falls off.
It's like, what happened? I just went to eat lunch, and I got a taco, and my face fell off.
So yeah, then I take it the rest of the way off after. I'm sure it's not...
No, you could pry it loose from the wall, and then there's just a bare spot on the stone in front of you.
So when...
Oh, go ahead.
Genie, give me a beaker.
So this man up there creates a mask. It flies down, comes out here, and then a brain pops out.
He's the manifestation of someone's ability to suck brains.
What's next?
Is it Orson's face here?
Make an investigation check.
Well, if he says he's looking for, like... I'll look for my own face.
Make an investigation check.
17.
25.
You do find Orson's face around the back of the pillar. And Jeannie, you find yours on one of the terraces.
Is the face that I'm holding still in terror or whatever? Still not.
Yes, it hasn't. It's solid stone. Hasn't.
So I'm gonna climb up to the top, and I'm assuming this guy is working on a new mask now or a new face.
He has, but at the moment it's just a kind of a formless disc of stone that he started to chisel out.
I'm gonna pull that off of his workspace and place the one that I pulled off the pillar in front of him in its place.
The order is given. The order is received. And he begins working on this new face. And instead of... what he's actually doing is basically just chiseling the pained expression off back to a more neutral one. And it looks like it'll take him several minutes at least.
He's not changing that face. He's just... Interesting. Do we just push this, like... Listen, I'm not one to recommend violence.
Since when?
Right, normally you just do it.
You did recommend violence against those goat herder guys.
Lumiere.
What if we bring a brain into the room and put it in the waterfall?
I don't know what that would do.
We already tried that. It didn't work so well for me. No, why don't we just push the man off of the top there? I don't know. He's not real.
So is anybody doing anything over the course of the next few minutes while this man is reworking this stone face that Ekon has handed him?
Let's see what happens.
What's that?
I was gonna say,
I guess Evie will look for an Evie face.
I thought you had already found yours.
No, Jeannie found... I guess we can't tell. Like, Jeannie found her own, but it could be mine.
No, it is unmistakably Jeannie's face that she found.
Yeah, I'll look for mine then.
Make an investigation check.
we have the same face, though.
Oh, I got a 2, so I don't think I found it.
Unless you are saying Jeannie's is yours.
We could just we could share this face.
If nobody disturbs the man, he does chisel away the pained expression on the mask to a more neutral one.
Victor wants to do something.
Do what?
Victor is going to go up to the top, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a... Pretty sure I got a chisel. I got a hammer and python so I can nail stuff in stone. He's basically going to try and break the table that the guy's working on.
You're going to try to just pound a spike into the table?
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to disassemble. It's like a stone workbench. You're not going to be able to break the structure of it with just a standard hammer. But you can sit there and pound away on it and pound spikes in it.
Can he, like, knock it over or anything?
No, it's affixed to the top of the pillar.
Okay.
You would need earth-moving magic. If nobody disturbs the man over the course of the next few minutes, he chisels away the pained expression, and it turns back to a neutral face. But this time, instead of setting it down and letting it go, he just stares at it, turning it over in his hands again and again, as though something's wrong with it. And he pulls a small monocle, puts it in his eye, and starts to examine it in detail. The product is
the order was given.
The product is what?
Unsatisfactory. And at this, he places the face down on the table, and turns and leaves again, and once again vanishes into thin air.
Follow him, Victor.
Victor will take the tools that he left behind.
Yeah, there's just a smattering of them on the table.
He's going to take the tools and he's going to toss them into the water down below.
And a few splashes. They're too heavy to be flow down the channel, but they're laying there now. And the face laying on this stone table does not move.
Is there anything else remarkable about the top of the terrace, or his little setup or anything?
No, it's just large enough for him to have his little workbench and his little tools.
Little 2-foot-tall man.
Edmont stares up, waiting for him to reappear.
Yeah.
And this time he doesn't. You wait for a minute, 2 minutes, 10 minutes.
Oh,
You
no.
are alone in the room.
I think he thinks he failed at his job.
Did the wall still there?
They are.
I think we need to destroy the stone somehow.
I mean, I have the capability to do it, but I am hesitant to do so due to the fact,
Same.
due to the metaphysical nature of this place.
Ekon's gonna go and collect those hammer and chisel from underneath here.
Okay.
And then he's gonna go over to his own face. He's gonna try and remove the pained expression from it.
Just by kind of chiseling at it?
Yeah.
Do you have any sort of tool proficiency with
Nope.
stonework or anything?
Nope.
Jeannie does, doesn't she?
I have wood carving.
Oh.
Wood carving is not applicable here.
It's like I might be able to. Like,
Genie, here's what
hack
happens. As Ekon starts, the most prominent place to start would be around the mouth.
Huh?
And Ekon doesn't, you don't feel any pain, but Genie, you notice that as he sets the chisel to it and starts tapping with the hammer, suddenly he has a bloody lip.
Nope, stop. And I slap the chisel out of his hand.
Okay. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, don't do that again, bro.
What if we put the fixed mask where it originally was, over here?
Okay.
Might be
Yeah.
worth it.
Does that do anything?
I mean, the spot on the wall is the same shape and size. You place it up there, and it doesn't adhere in any way, whereas before it kind of magically slid into place. So the best you can do is kind of hold it up there. Is that what you do?
Yeah.
Ekon,
Mm-hmm.
you hear a splash inside the water, but it's not a prominent one like it was before, like a single brain hitting the water. And then a spray, which sounds like a continuous spray hitting the water. And looking down, instead of a brain coming rolling over the waterfall, just a smear of rancid brain goo is being unleashed into the stream.
Nah.
Ugh.
Well, hold it there. No, we're gonna see what happens.
You're just holding it there?
If you'll
Is-
keep holding
Is
there.
it just like an infinite, or is it like was it just like a momentary spray and then it's gone, or is it just continuously spraying as long as we hold the mask there?
It's continuous. It's as though inside somebody turned on a gross spigot.
Neat.
Let's not use the brain transfer stuff after this.
I don't think we need to anymore.
Yeah.
Victor's going to start taking a close look at the pillar to see if there's any weak spots or anything that could break away or anything
You guys
unusual.
would need major earth-moving equipment or magic to disrupt the structure of the pillar. It is solid stone.
I mean, I could do a lot of damage to it, but I'm not convinced that's the solution.
Especially since our faces are on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would be very bad, actually.
Don't want to cast Shatter at it? You sure?
Not right now. I don't have
Victor,
that spell.
Victor will find a blank spot and start trying to like chisel away at it a little bit to see if damaging the structure does anything.
Yeah, it's normal stone. If you take a hammer and chisel to it, you can carve
Alright.
it. You can chisel holes in it. You can write your name.
Hey,
He's going to chisel a smiley face into the workbench up top.
Okay.
Edmont, how high up is this?
It's 10 feet to each of these three terraces, and then the top one where you found the man was a good 30 or 40 feet above the third terrace.
Okay.
So it's a bit of a
60,
climb.
60 feet. Got it.
I mean, I think someone should step through here as if and just believe that they're going to go into a room, but it probably shouldn't be me because I can't exactly take a 60-foot drop.
I get
Edmund?
what you're saying. Out of the
Remember,
way,
there's a
brother.
room on the other side.
Out of the way, brother.
There is no room on the other side.
Well, I mean, if there isn't, I can. I'm trusting on my family to catch me.
Okay.
Clap your hands if you believe, Edmund.
I believe in you. Run fast.
Like,
So, here's my inclination, Edmont.
Sure.
My inclination here is if you were to jump off of a cliff and anticipate the fall, would be to allow you to make, say, an acrobatics check to try to reduce the damage. However, that, to me, suggests that you're anticipating the fall, which means you don't believe there's a room on the other side. Does that make sense?
I'm willing to forego any falling damage reduction for this end.
You'll still be able to use your monk nonsense, like a reaction or anything that you have, or feather fall if need be, but
It's a reaction.
Edmont takes a step off and immediately falls off the side of the cliff. I was expecting Genie to cast feather fall there. Okay, I'll just roll the damage.
he's a monk. What?
Doesn't he have slow fall?
21 points.
You had to roll higher than 45.
Bludgeoning damage. I was looking for a 45.
You were looking for 45.
So yeah, Edmont tumbles, but he turns the tumble into a front flip like a Ninja Turtle, and he hits the ground hard. And he is not in another room. He did not step into
Edmontello.
the liminal space.
Edmont
you leave?
looks up. Yeah, and
Okay.
it didn't work.
Is there anything like where he walked off to? Is there anything visible with my goggles? Or
No.
is it- No. Okay. Yeah.
No, if I do Arcana to look for magic, no special like suggestion of a portal or anything.
Nothing useful.
Victor is going to start taking the faces off around Ekon's face.
Okay. And yeah, you could spend... It probably takes a minute or two per face, but you could take as many as you like.
A minute or two.
A minute or two.
Just don't.
All right, the Minotaur's attack. You
I
talked
just
me into
don't
it.
I just don't understand what the next step is, because we have this one face that causes the goop to go into the water
Edmont.
instead of.
Make a wisdom check.
And
A 10?
yep,
Take a +5 to that, sort of 15.
15.
As you start pontificating about what the next step might be here, it occurs to you that there may not be a next step. Thinking back to solutions that had worked in some of the other rooms, for example, in the horse room, what caused the room to be solved was hammering horseshoes onto the horse. If you had instead thrown the horse into the pool of lava, the room would have remained locked. You're beginning to wonder if the state of this puzzle is no longer solvable.
Well, then how do we get the guy? That's
I mean, I guess we go back and look at that room, but as soon as we're like within eye shot of the circle, run until you're in the circle.
Right. And don't disturb the silver dust, as he says.
all right. We're gonna leave.
So you guys just harassed this guy until he left, basically. That's what happened.
Harass him. I had him fix a face.
Now, it wasn't you so much.
I mean, to be fair, he is the one that did it.
Alright, anything happening in here?
When you enter back into this room, the most noticeable difference is the creature in the center now has two hands splayed out on the inside of the crystal, and great cracks and fissures have formed along the front of it.
I think he's trying to push his way out.
Maybe he can't be freed now and he's really angry at us.
There's
Maybe.
there's
Maybe we should
maybe a
do something.
room back behind the room with the back behind the room with the negotiators we could bring a brain to.
Where's Edmont
Oh!
going?
Edmont was going to step around and then actually walk up to the crystal.
Edmont,
I'll tell
no!
you what.
Yeah.
Go ahead and place yourself as high up on this terrace as you would like to go.
Okay.
And let's roll initiative from that point.
Oh God.
Why is all my initiative rolls the worst?
Well,
I
mine are
rolled
bad
over
too.
a 4.
Mine are bad too, so it's fine.
Remember when I said stay inside the circle?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did say that.
Victor and Jeannie listened.
I've already made like one major mistake today. I'm good. Everything else was intentional and worked out for the best, but that one was a mistake. I will cop to that.
That was the best mistake ever.
Which one?
Whichever one you think it was.
All right, who's at the top of my order?
Got Genie at 22 with Evie on deck.
Jeannie says, "Well, I was like, if this is how it's going to be." Jeannie summons her protector turret with her action.
Okay.
And with her bonus action, she gives everybody in the circle, except for Edmont, because he left the circle, 11 temp hit points.
Damn, I wanted to cast a spell before we did all this. Oh well.
I
My
did too,
fault.
because I
Yeah,
didn't get a chance to
Thanks,
like
Edmont.
cast Intellect Fortress or nothing.
I was gonna hit everybody with aid.
Didn't Victor do this exact thing earlier in the dungeon?
And Edmont was like, "This is what I don't like people doing."
Who's next?
After Genie, we have Purple Token with Evie on deck.
Okay.
So what the thing is we all do it. It's fine.
Yeah.
So 11 temp hit points to everybody, but
roll a-
Edmont was just due.
yeah,
After
it's
all
fine.
of the crap he's been through in this dungeon, he's due.
You're gonna get your brain eaten.
Spider comes climbing up out of the pool over here.
That's a big one.
It's the same size. I just hadn't shrunk.
Okay.
it.
So brain spider. Ooh, heck.
Yes, brain spider.
Brain spooter.
I didn't say spooter. Speed is 40. I will shrink it down a little bit because they are supposed to be kind of small. So we can get just to the edge of the magic circle.
Yeah, depending on his creature type.
It is an aberration.
No help there.
No help there. So what does magic circle actually gain you?
It's basically the same as protection, but it's for everyone. So it's let's see. Oh, choose one or more. I've chosen all of these. Celestials, Elementals, Fae, Fiends, and Undead.
Okay.
They cannot willingly enter the cylinder by non-magical means.
Okay.
If they try and teleport, they have to make a charisma save. They have disadvantages on attack rolls on targets within the cylinder, and targets within the cylinder can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by those types of creatures.
Okay.
But if everything's aberrations, no help there.
Well, the little brain spiders are aberrations.
Okay.
Bear with me one moment.
Yeah, it's just protection, except it helps everybody.
And that was on 20, yes?
Yeah, that was initiative count 20.
Oh, I'm sorry. It doesn't move yet. It just spawns. I apologize. That was my bad.
So we've got Evie then with Victor on deck.
Let's see. I cast Intellect Fortress on myself.
Okay.
Then 5, 15. I give Victor advantage to hit this one, and then I move back into the circle. I have to be within 30 feet of him to give advantage, but I move back.
Okay.
And that is the end of my turn.
Who's
Got Victor with Edmont on deck.
Yeah, okay, so Victor's not going to use a psychic knife for this time. But he's going to bonus action to Hunter's Market, and then he's going to shoot it with a short bow.
Okay. So you're shooting the spider or the crystal?
Well, the crystal is not broken yet, right?
Not yet.
Okay, then I'll shoot the spider.
All right. That's more like it. Nobody likes a spider anyway.
Is a 24 hit?
24 does it.
Oh, and I had advantage, didn't I?
You did. You rolled 2 die.
So that's going to be 31 points of non-magical piercing.
That's enough. The spider dies before it can even do anything.
Like you said, nobody likes a spider.
Victor, moving or staying put?
He's going to shift, but he's going to stay inside the circle.
Okay. Who's next?
After that, we've got Edmont with black token on deck.
Brooker, please refresh my memory. What was the name that was given by the Yorzo?
Kyorzo.
Yorzo.
With a Q. Except it doesn't take 19 hours to get through this queue.
I guess. Wow. It takes 25 hours to get to the queue.
I hope not. It's 6:30.
Well, it doesn't have 4 letters standing behind it orderly doing nothing either, does it?
So each of these terraces is a 10-foot climb, 10-foot step up each way.
Yep. Edmont is going to step up here, hold up his hand, the one that the mummy traced the symbol on his hand.
Okay.
Calls out and says, Yorzo, you are a prisoner of Azul Rex, are you not?
And the creature
so are we.
turns in its crystal to face you as you address it. And you said you're holding your hand up to the crystal?
Yeah.
Then you'd be up here, yes?
Yep.
Have you taken an action yet?
Not yet.
I'll let you take an action to make an insight check on this turn if you like.
Okay. I will absolutely
and you speak to it. You say, Kyorzo, you were imprisoned here by Azul Rex. Yes?
In a way, so are we. 21.
21?
Yep.
When you reach the top, you can see the splintering in the crystal is much more severe than you expected. From the base, it looked as though some force had been applied to it, and perhaps more force could cause it to shatter. However, when you're this close, you realize it's already been shattered. And what's actually happening are the broken pieces are being held in place by some psionic force. You think climbing up here was a really, really bad idea. Like, he is immediately going to do something really awful to you. He had lured you into its trap. However, you held up your hand and spoke its name.
The hand that is marked.
Yep.
Is that the end of your movement?
Edmont calls out to his others. The crystal's already broken.
Well, you can't call anything out. You've already spoken this turn. You said,
okay.
Kyorzo, we know that you're trapped by Azul Rex, are you not? That sounded like one line of dialogue to me. So unless you're going to use up movement or use a bonus action.
Dodge. Bonus action dodge.
Key point dodge. It's the best move in the game.
We've got black token on deck. Or black token.
The black token is Kyorzo, and he's also looks like he's invisible. If he is.
You see him now?
Yep.
Okay. Kyorzo does not cast a horrible spell on you.
Good.
He says instead, I am bound to you. But first you must free me. It speaks directly into your mind. It is utterly silent. Its words scrape across your head. It doesn't feel like the telepathy that, say, Victor uses.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like you can feel tendrils creeping into your consciousness, probing around. Like there's a little bit more to each word than simply communication. But it says it is bound to you, but you must free it, or it cannot help you. And it doesn't move.
Okay. We've got another purple token.
I don't have any spiders on the board, so we'll just skip that.
We've got Ekon. How high up is Edmont?
It is 10 feet per terrace, so he's on the 4th terrace, so he's 40 feet up in the air. On the
Okay,
highest
so if I go to
lip.
there, and cast a. Let me see if this has any bonuses for being upcast real quick. Our internet is being slow. There we go. No. I'm going to go ahead and cast a Shield of Faith on Edmont to give him +2 to AC as a bonus action.
Okay.
Wait.
And then
I will mark that on my character sheet for the time being, and my bonus AC.
I just watched
I think I'm going to move back to here and dodge.
somebody in Discord was talking about what's his name, Matt Berry on Shadows recently, and all I can think of now is the internet in Tucson, Arizona.
Yep. That's the end of Ekon's turn. Then we're back at the top with Genie with non-existent spiders on deck.
Genie, fix it.
Genie is going to.
I noticed none of you were leaving the circle.
We're the intelligent people?
Sure.
5, 10, 15. I
noticed you're leaving the circle.
Right. But I'm going to get back in the circle.
You think you are?
So is this 30 feet? Like, how far away is Edmont? 5,
Edmont
10,
is 40 feet
up.
up.
40 feet up.
And some
In that
number of
case-
feet away from you, so the hypotenuse
Right.
doesn't work
Yeah,
in your
no.
favor here.
Yeah, I would need to be 30 feet.
Also, I just
So-
noticed that this terrace is the shape of a 5-pointed star. You think I would have incorporated that into the lore of the dungeon, but I didn't.
Yeah, you think you would have.
Sorry.
I was actually thinking that you might have. and
Weren't
I'm like,
all the
oh.
symbols around here pentagrams? I assume that's what that was.
They were hexagons down in the channel.
Oh.
I would have just like, I would have been like, oh, did you notice how it was a 5-pointed star? You didn't get that bit of lore tidbit, but it's there.
Literally is a
You'd able to
pentagram.
solve. You'd be able to solve the space puzzle if you noticed that.
So is that it for Genie?
Genie is going to hold a firebolt to
What's the trigger?
to if the Alhoon makes an attack at
How do you know it's an Alhoon?
an undead mind flayer, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
an Alhoon. Am I mistaken?
Look at this guy
Oh.
metagaming my monsters. He's got the stat block open in front of him.
Treble, gosh.
I don't have the stat block open in front of me, but you did this to us last campaign. How would I not know what an Alhoon is?
Did we use an Alhoon last campaign?
Yes, it was the big
Yeah,
man.
you did.
Oh.
You did.
You forgot who the main villain of the last campaign was?
I thought Alex was the main villain.
Kind of.
Alex was a big damn hero.
Anyway, I'm gonna hold the firebolt for if he after he attacks, like if he causes damage to Edmont, then
If he
I'm going
injures
to-
Edmont, you're going to unleash
If he
fire.
injures, I'm going to firebolt him,
All right.
and then I'm just going to pulse my turret to see if we get more than more hit points than we had before.
Okay.
We did not.
Okay.
False
Got
alarm.
purple token with Eevee on deck.
Okay. Only one. Roll a d12. Oh, I probably shouldn't have deleted the guy.
Oopsie
You
doodle.
hear, Edmont, at the base of the terrace, the skittering of another spider brain popping up and out of the soup. And you guys can see it skittering around the corner. No, you can't. It's not his turn yet. That's it. Who's next?
So after that, we've got Evie with Victor on deck.
God, what do I do?
Dodge. You can dodge a wrench. You can dodge an Alhoon.
That's exactly how that works, right?
Can I just nondescript hold my action? Or do I have to decide
You
what I'm
have
going
a
to
trigger,
do?
you have to have an action. You can't just change your initiative score.
Alright, I guess I'll just dodge for now.
Okay.
Look at us cowarding it up in this circle.
In the
Well, I'm
magic
going to
circle.
give Edmont the chance to talk to the monster, and then we'll kill it.
Who's next?
Got Victor with Edmont on deck.
Victor, you could ruin negotiations right now.
I really could, couldn't I? In so many ways.
What do you do?
I think I'm gonna hold my action to where if the spider thing gets within range of my short bow, I'm gonna shoot it.
Okay, so when it comes around the corner here?
Yeah.
All right, is that it?
I think so.
Okay, who's next?
We've got Edmont with Black Token.
Edmont, what's your passive insight?
So inside at 16.
16. The last thing the thing spoke on its own turn, when it very pointedly did not cast a horrible spell on you, was that it's bound to help you, but it can't if you do not free it. Right now, in this moment, you're like the next few seconds of your life are going to convey information to this creature, whether you're going to free it or not. And you don't think buying time is an option. Something tells you that if you try to stall, or it's going to assume it's a no. So you can either pledge to free this creature or decide not to, but it's got to be done now.
Edmont calls out to his family and says it's bound to me.
He's lying. It's not my turn, so that's the only thing she says.
Yep.
Key point dodge.
Dodge, not doing anything. So it's going to take that as a no.
Mr. Duke, make a decision. Not so
Wow.
easy, is it?
Wow.
Wow,
Damn.
the aggression. It's just
Damn, that was she was saving that one for now. Yeah, no kidding.
35
She
sessions worth of just pent up a microaggression just released.
Evie was sitting on that comment like that fat pillar was sitting on her. Edmont, you say yes or do something else. Say yes or take some actions. It's do or die.
No harm will come to you if you do not harm my family. Edmont gestures to the 4 people in the circle.
And the creature says, "Very well." And it begins to outline instructions for what you must do to free it from the mirror. And it's not difficult. The state that the mirror is in, once you're back in the real world, as soon as you move the 2 mirrors out of alignment, he will be freed from it and materialize there in your manor house.
Okay.
Is that it?
Yep, that's it.
Who's next?
Black Token.
He addresses the rest of you now. And you hear the same scraping sensation in your mind as it speaks directly into your consciousness. He says, "This man has pledged to free me, so that I may aid him. There will be no complications." Are there any complications as we go down the initiative order, or can we come off initiative now?
We'll need to see if that spider becomes a complication.
The spider doesn't make a move.
Okay.
The problem is
He's lying.
yeah, but
Does anyone not think he's lying?
I mean, he's lying, but if Edmont
Are you
can
guys
have
having
away
this
control his
conversation
werewolf
right
form,
now?
no. Like, I'm just saying, like, Genie is like, if Evie says no, Genie will throw a fireball at the crystal.